Alrighty. So now I'm gonna talk. So they're playing Doom Pharmacy Double Shield, right? They have an Ana alongside this. The Ana's for the Nano to engage with the Doomfist and keep him up during his engagements a little bit better, especially since they scouted that they don't have double shield. Moira is a little bit more useful because her orb can go between shields, and so the Doomfist and can actually stay alive during his engagements, right? So that's the reason for the Ana pick. The pharmacy is just really good here. It's really hard to engage into it on first point, but the moment that you realize that Spitfire is not playing double shield, that's when that is 100% an option for you. Double shield will make it a lot harder for a pharmacy to get angles because you can just hide behind this little crevice next to the hotel, and then you can just block pretty much every angle the pharmacy's trying to get unless they go in on the ground, and therefore you can punish them. So your goal here with this composition is to spam out the Spitfire so that you can actually engage through. And hold point aggressively because of the fact you have a frontline advantage.
Is there
Questions?
Doom with the... Where's their Doom?
He's right next to the Orisa.
Okay.
Yeah, Doom. Here, I'll just turn on.
No, I see where he is.
Okay.
I was just making sure.
Yeah. Hog is on an off angle right here instead of the Hanzo. Well, both of them are technically on off angles. I hate how my mouse is like flickering on my screen. Both of them are on off angles because of the fact that Mei is able to hold the front line, but Hog's going to have to stabilize extremely soon because otherwise he will get caught out by the Orisa pull and the Doomfist easily. He's just going to get caught out. So he has to reposition. Going Hog Hanzo here is okay against double shield because like it has a lot of shield break, right? Because Hog has a lot of shield break, Hanzo has a lot of shield break. Mei doesn't, but they have a lot of healing output too. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think that Spitfire's comp sucks ass.
True.
Yeah, the Batiste and the Ana combination. It's not as valuable as a Mercy would be here for the Hanzo pocket. They should honestly just have Fury on Sigma because they play Jester on Sigma here. Spitfire plays main tank on it, and then so does Dynasty. Both of the teams at one have main tanks running Sigma. So basically, Dragons has advantage with comp, but it is winnable for Spitfire if they play smart, right? If Bird Ring pops off, gets a good off angle onto the pharmacy, hits a couple headshots, then he's good, right? Especially if he gets Mercy first, because Pharah can be punished a lot easier. Mei can put pressure on her. Ana and Batiste both can put pressure on Pharah, and we have pull hook, right? So there's a lot of threat on the pharmacy here. They still have to play LOS against the enemy team, and if Hanzo's playing here, like he is currently doing, and the rest of the team is playing inside the cover, then Pharah has to go for a bad angle to actually get value. So that's the advantage out of Spitfire's composition, and that's how they have to get value here, because they will not win the frontline battle, especially with Hog on an off angle. So either they get a good pick, which is either going to be on their Ana or their pharmacy. Doomfist is a possibility if he engages like an idiot into an Ana sleep. So I'm gonna press play, and then we'll watch how it goes out. So Doomfist chases Hog, temporarily backs away. Hanzo takes a position inside his team so that he can have a better shield against the pharmacy because he was getting caught out. He doesn't have a Mercy pocket, so he can't actually stay alive and compete with the pharmacy as much as he could normally. Right? So if it's just Pharah v Hanzo, then it's equal, but when Pharah has a pocket and Hanzo doesn't have a pocket, that gives Pharah the advantage. So it's a lot of things like that. It's simple things. He takes an off angle. So basically what they're going to do is estimates here. Dragons is going to put their shield forward a little bit. Sigma's going to take space first because Sigma takes space first, right? Inside double shield comp, because if you put a Orisa shield in a bad position, then you have to wait like a certain amount of time. It's like 10 seconds right now. You have to wait that amount of time before you can actually re-engage and reposition your shield, whereas Sigma can take space as much as he'd like, be aggressive into the enemy team, and then back away after your Orisa has fortified in a good position. Ramble's over. They forced Fury back into a worse position. I don't like this angle, so I'm going to swap a little bit. So we're gonna watch here, and we're gonna ignore the pharmacy for now. We're gonna watch how they engage. Okay, never mind. This is a little bit better because this gives you a good the tree. So this gives you a good understanding of how the choke is going to be handled and how Spitfire is going to handle stabilizing. I don't remember how this map goes actually. I think that I know how it went on with Dynasty in Charge because I was actually with you guys during this time, so I didn't have a chance to watch it yet. But we'll just watch how it goes and keep talking in between. If you guys end up with questions, just ask because that's the whole point of this. Especially if it's related to the composition, play styles, what you would be doing in this situation. Just start talking. That's why you're here.
Actually, never mind.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, should I be watching Spitfire's point of view of my counterpart or Dragon's?
Both.
Or both? But
Honestly,
I hesitated.
Right now you aren't going to be on Orisa very often.
Well, yeah, true.
So the only
Spitfire comp right now is kind of doo-doo,
So
but
I
in
should have
general,
Envy.
but in general, both.
watch how Dragons plays with their Sigma 100%.
Okay.
But otherwise, right now, Spitfire's composition needs to be swapped. You guys would not run this composition. I would not let you, especially in this meta. At the very least, you'd have a Diva instead of the Hog, and you would have a Lucio or a Zenyatta.
Look at the
or a Mercy or
Sleep.
Yeah, so we're gonna watch this Sleep again, just because it was pointed out. So this is a combo, 100%. It's Sleep pull. It's really simple. Gamsu calls that he's pulling, and then Izayaki actually just sleeps it, and then easy. If they don't use Fortify, which in this situation, you don't need to use Fortify on pulls anymore, right? Unless you're playing against like a sniper, you really don't have to because they're not going to burst you down as Orisa. So you kind of just hang out, you let the pull happen, you eat up a couple of the damage from your rest of your team, and then you let it go, and then you use Fortify for a better position. So Sleep is an advantage because good Orisas aren't going to be fortifying now. Pharmacy's playing top left. Fury is... Why did I turn it off? Fury and Youngjin are in the middle of a 1v1. So right now, this is perfect, right? So Prophet uses his wall defensively. Birdring is currently contesting Envy, so Envy can't go on a flank. Because of the way Fury is playing, Envy has the opportunity to take advantage of that. So, let's talk about this real quick. The reason why Envy identified this as a possibility to flank and force Birdring to contest him and therefore take away pressure on Orisa is because look at their composition, right? You have advantage as double shield.
Really
so he has because Youngjin has Fury contested. And Pharmacy is already in a good spam position, the front line isn't going to lose a frontline battle. Whether or not Envy is engaging forward through main or on a flank and forcing Birdring to take his focus off of the shield, which takes away Spitfire's shield break. This is a decision that you could make at any time, Phoenix, based on their composition and making those clicks in your head, right? It's an in-game decision that you have to make. So he's able to do this because of the fact Fury is playing this way, and Youngjin doesn't need to be in the brawl yet.
So did Envy make the decision based on the fact that like the biggest, like, not really threat, or well, I guess the biggest threat to like his team, like the shield break and to himself is off on a flank or on an off angle, so he chose to take that angle because that threat is not there right now?
Yes.
So in a situation
100%.
where
He had the ability to, if Birdring doesn't contest him here, he can go for free pressure onto the supports.
Okay. And so in a situation where we would normally see it would be a Sigma, if the Sigma was off taking an off angle.
If Sigma was alone inside Mega Room getting contested by Guilty in your situation on King's Row attack, 100%. Either someone would look to help Guilty, or Guilty would say, "I've got this. Go ahead, engage, take frontline. You have advantage, right?" Hogs on me right on Mega. I've got it. Is pretty much all Guilty would have to say. And then you guys hear that and you go, "Okay, 5v6. We have better frontline damage."
Okay.
Because without the Hog, then Orisa's missing her off tank, and so therefore Orisa's missing her advantage. So yeah. The one thing I'm not the biggest fan of right here is honestly going to be how Izayaki is playing. So Pharmacy is playing the corners, right? And then Envy's contesting both hotels, so Birdring can't contest go through flanks, but also so that he can go on because he's able to go on a flank if Birdring stops contesting him. So if one of them gives up, the other team has advantage. Up until Gamsu has pushed forward enough to actually take space, and Gamsu has communicated this to Envy, they're on a standoff. But Izayaki is currently rotating in a way where if he doesn't know where Fury is currently playing, then he's going to get punished. This has to be communicated by Youngjin, otherwise I wouldn't. I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest fan. There's a lot of reasons why. Pull is available to him. He can get headshot. He can get a lot of spam from both of the supports. He's just the best position for him would be playing behind this statue or playing next to Sigma.
Question again.
Yeah.
So is it more worth? Because right now Envy is still trying to contest. Is still being contested by Birdring. And since he's trying to get that flank angle, he's not really getting a whole lot of shield break value. It's just Orisa shooting the shield. What's more beneficial in this situation for me to like contest the off-angling Hanzo, who if Envy leaves that spot, then Birdring can take a flank. But if Envy goes and they get the frontline shield, the shield break, or keep contesting it so that Birdring can't get that angle.
Well, here's the thing. Normally you're going to be in a double shield mirror. If the enemy team is at a disadvantage and aren't playing the proper compositions, then you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
Because let's take it this way. Izayaki has officially rotated. So Izayaki was currently playing with Sigma, right? That is a bad position against Birdring. That's the only reason Izayaki was forced to rotate into another worse position, depending on whether or not Fury had rotated and whether or not they are going to focus down a pull onto Izayaki. Okay. So this is a good rotation and a bad rotation at the same time, but it's his only option. That's the reason why I don't like it. It's because I hate options like that. It's an ultimatum. If Envy wants to contest frontline, he can't keep contesting Birdring. Izayaki's in a bad position, and therefore he has to move so that Birdring's flank won't get value.
Okay.
This is a combo of everyone communicating at the same time. Youngjin's communicating where Fury is. Izayaki communicated Birdring might look for Hotel because he rotated back through frontline, so this is an easy flank for him, right? Envy's forced to contest it. Gamsu's communicating to Envy that he can hold frontline. All at the same time within the first 10-20 seconds. And then that's not to even to mention the fact that Pharmacy is able to do pretty much everything as long as Birdring is contested. So, I really don't like Spitfire's composition. So we're just going to keep going forward. But you see what I'm talking about, right? You see why Double Shield has advantage here, why it's causing Spitfire to be put in an even worse position just by the fact that Dragons is able to neutral them off. So I'm going to go into quick detail on Spitfire's win condition. Right now, Envy is split from his team. So is Youngjin. Their advantage is either going to be on Pharmacy, which they have to burst down. If Prophet gets a good wall between Envy and Izayaki, they can just walk over the front line pretty much, right? They can contest that. They can break shield. Birdring has free reign for a quick second. If Envy goes for a flank, he has to do it. If he has to go around statue, he has to wait. He has to wait the same amount of time. So either way, Envy would have a problem, right? So this is like split second things that you guys have to be making based on their composition and how you make a playstyle. Here, Spitfire wins by playing slow and waiting for Fury to get back in position. If Fury hadn't gone out of position early, they might have been able to take more space. But Fury got caught out, they took space, moved on, right? So now someone has to identify what's going on. Supports have to change positioning. They all have to play right around here next to Hotel entrance, while Birdring still contests Envy. So you see like their options here, right? Spitfire has a really rough time against this composition. They're going to have to get a good split, either off of Gamsu or off of Envy. And they're going to have to engage onto it, or they're going to have to force Youngjin to engage into them, and they're going to have to punish it. It's going to be really hard to punish Pharmacy because of how they're playing, And if you actually get a hit shot on it, then your Hanzo popped off and you got value. But most of the time, it's going to be really hard. Envy's positioning is canceling out flanks, so you can't take that as an advantage. So you're at a disadvantage here if you're Spitfire, and your way to win is to force them to make a mistake and to get a good split. Questions? Go for it. Talk. Someone has a question, I'm sure. No? What the heck, guys?
I asked all my questions.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I spaced out for a second. My mom was talking to me. I'm sorry.
Guilty. You are banned.
Guilty.
Okay.
You washed player. You. All right. I'm pressing play.
My mom has some priority over you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. So Youngjin rotates out, gets into a better position. I just rotated. Okay. Fury has officially gotten into a better spot. He is currently asleep, but okay. I'm gonna go back. So this Overwatch League, you can take a lot out of 5 minutes, right? There's a lot of things that you can get based on macro play and micro play. So Youngjin contested Fury enough that Fury couldn't get value, right? So he was forced to rotate out. It canceled this again. Prophet, wait, what the fuck happened to Prophet?
He's in hotel.
Okay. So Prophet's contesting Hotel. Prophet changes positioning, and Birdring and Prophet look to team up on Envy. Youngjin rotates. They get value. They're currently teaming up against Prophet. Prophet's going to wall himself out. Get out. Fury contests point. He gets slept. I think he gets slept almost actually about to hook and Izayaki. That's kind of lucky. Out of Izayaki. That was really good. For him getting that. And then at the same time, because of the fact that they are focused on taking down, and they're so split right now. Spitfire has been split. They're 2-2-2. Right? So they've got tanks trying to focus down Izayaki. They pulled him. They're going to try and kill him. And well, the DPS are off angling, trying to prevent Envy from getting a good flank off, because Envy will win a 1v1. Now that Youngjin's there too, if Prophet wasn't there, Birdring would be dead. Right? And then the supports have to stabilize against both the pharmacy while also keeping all of the rest of their team alive while playing further behind cover. Their better position would honestly be right here, in my opinion, because it would be a better angle against the pharmacy without actually having to contest her. So they got a good sleep on Gamsu, they get a free pull hook, now they're win conditions available to them. Now they have to actually get value out of this pull hook. They don't, spoiler alert, and therefore they're going to get a little bit walked over. Fury's going to get punished.
Sleep. Anti-dead.
Fury got punished. Honestly, Fury, my guy, you're a good diva, but your hog is questionable right now. Okay, anyway. So now that Fury is down and out of the picture, Youngjin just has to stabilize enough to get full health, and then he can re-engage into their team. They have used Immortality, it looks like. I believe that's what that is. Yeah, so they used Immortality, and they also pressed their shift ability. He pressed his shift ability. So Quatermain has used all of his cooldowns, right? Youngjin is in a good flank position. He just has to go up around window. Here, I'm going to press N again so I can actually do this. Okay, Youngjin just has to go up to the window top right, get a good flank off, seismic slam, boom. While that's happening, frontline can engage forward. Pharmacy can go for a more aggressive angle because now that Fury is dead, they don't have as much of a stabilization factor. So now what Dragons has to do, because of the fact they're playing against a weaker composition, they have to just engage forward and be aggressive the moment that Youngjin is ready. So we're going to continue forward. I'm going to press play. Back at it again. Envy and Birdring are contesting over the flank. Youngjin's going up top right to get value. Supports are stabilizing. They're trying to avoid. If Youngjin commits onto the supports, then he's dead. So he can commit onto Orisa here and get a good uppercut, and then they just lose that. I think both of the Orisas pull at the same time. Is that what that animation is?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's such an interesting animation, paused in the middle of a thing. Okay, so both of them are trying to pull each other away to contest each other. So Jester's going to try and pull Gamsu a little bit further back, while or he's going to pull the pharmacy, one or the other, because Ding is low, right? And if he is going to pull frontline, he tries to pull them away. He's going to try and finish off Ding if possible. While at the same time, Youngjin's going to try and get an uppercut onto Jester so that he can get value, while Gamsu is currently pulling him into position so that he can't get away. So that's my estimate of what's going to happen. That's the best valuable situation, at least from what I'm seeing currently, so that they can actually get value out of their engagement and engage forward, especially since the supports have backed off. And one of the frontline can call this out, or the pharmacy. So this is all happening, by the way, in like a short time period. I've been talking for like 10-15 minutes, and they've been doing this for a minute and 6 seconds. So there's a lot to talk about. So pull, yep, they kill Jester, they push forward as a team. Izuyaki's moves to help Envy. Prophet gets caught out, Birdring backs away. Prophet's gonna die. They just lose this. So to be very clear, what happened here was Fury got out of position. He got punished for it very aggressively. Youngjin contested him when he needed to, and then they pulled him. They got value. He lost. He should have been able to stabilize better, or just not be in the position he was in. Dragons had a really big advantage just because of the way their composition plays versus the composition that they were playing against. Spitfire's win condition was to stabilize, play slow, and get value out of their Hanzo or their Mei. So now, it's as simple as they just lose this here. Prophet's gonna die, and then it's over. So the fact that they got steamrolled here has a lot of things to blame about, but it's good play from all parts because they did the best that they could possibly with their situation. But Spitfire is on a very questionable composition, so Pharmacy just has advantage. Okay, so we're going to talk about the macro things that just happened. So what happened was Birdring swapped to Doomfist because Doomfist gets value against double shield because he can just walk through the shields, punch them, abilities have really good damage, and then they're going to be able to get value alongside the Mei because of frontline value. They're going to probably swap the Mei to someone else very soon. They swapped to Lucio to get more speed advantage because they didn't actually need the Batiste now that they're not on first point. The only value they were going to get out of Batiste was the possibility of Window to be really aggressive into the enemy team and win against double shield with Window. Other value was going to be the massive amount of spam healing against the Pharmacy, which they could have stabilized against a Pharmacy and a Doomfist easily if they had, if Fury had been able to go for pull hooks instead of playing inside the position he had. So that was going to be a really good value out of that. But now that he's not inside first point and they're trying to move around more, they have to go Lucio so they can reposition faster. They swap Fury onto the D.Va instead of the Hog because they're playing against Pharmacy and double shield at the same time. So pulls, primary fire from Sigma, Pharmacy damage output, all of that comes from the can be eaten by defense matrix, and therefore D.Va is a good option here. Another good option, Sigma, Koth. Anyway, continuing on, so their win condition on Dragon's End is going to definitely be either a nano barrage or just a big value barrage here. Both of them are possible because, well, nano is questionable because Izuyaki's currently pushing cart, which means he could get dove by Birdring. Well, at the same time, the Spitfire's win condition is going to be get Blizzard out as soon as possible, pull them together, punish them as much as you can. If you get a single pick good enough, then you can stabilize and then take point.
But Prophet gets out of position.
It's very possible. So they already used wall, and currently Gamsu is currently walled off, right? Actually, no, he's not. It was a good attempt. But it's mostly to block away the Doomfist damage and the possible Sigma positioning. So they're going to try and either punish Sigma, or they're going to... Yeah, they're going to try and punish Sigma, let's be honest here. That's their only option, because Orisa you can't engage into. Prophet dies. They engage with Barrage. They shielded the Barrage with Sigma, so this was an okay attempt, but like from the angle that it was at, it wasn't really going to get much value. Right? So, it's okay. It could have been better. Sadly, you can't really help very much with that very often because of the way the shield works, so it's not going to like get insane value. They get a good barrage. Youngjin cleans up the kills, and then, like I said, Birdring engaged onto Izuyaki at the time, and looking for a flank kill, but he got slept because Ana is a good character against Doomfist. especially if you're good at hitting your sleeps. Orange, when you watch this later, practice your sleeps against Doomfist. There's a workshop game mode out there. I can send it to you. I'll find it if you need. Definitely work on it, because if you are going to play Anna, that's going to be your main reason. Okay.
Oh yeah, also with the shielding the Fair Barrages with Sigma, so Phoenix, like, I think the easiest way to do it, I think, is to go like as close to like under the Farah as possible and still like a little behind her, so you can like,
It's just
'cause
hard
obviously
to do
the
that.
damage is gonna be coming up, so like in any way, like if like obviously you want to try to do it every time, but if you can like, so you just want to try to get in a position where it's like blocking damage from down or the damage coming up, I
Or
guess.
I could just shield their perspective. So like if I jump on top of the payload,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you can shield
into them,
them, yeah.
and then you're still getting safe by it. Yeah, I've tried it before, but it's definitely a challenge. Like unless I'm standing above you while you barrage.
The
I'm not gonna
only
be able to
other
shield.
option, other than what you guys are currently discussing, is literally sending it directly through them and trying to block as much of the primary fire as you can during that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was.
Especially if you combo it. So inside double shield, you have a couple things that can help you peel against this, right? So let's say you're playing the exact composition that Dragons is playing. You have Nano, that's a good value. You don't want to commit Nano, that's fine. You have Mercy Pocket, you have Pull. So if you pull them together, not only for the barrage, but also so that you send your shield forward into them, that's going to block at least some of their primary fire. You might be able to get like 200-300 damage. That's good. That much damage, if you block all of that against a Farah who's like just barely above it, and that it makes them miss a good portion of their fire, then that's huge, right?
It's kind of like
So always be looking for pull barrages and just shield the pull.
It's kind of like you're sweeping the bullets away.
Right. Yeah. So those are your options. Alongside that, if you do pull in this exact composition that they're playing, you can also dive it.
As Doom, I should just be fighting with Sigma, right?
Yeah, so that and flanks
And not
going on.
trying to go for fat rollouts.
Yeah, so fat rollouts are only going to get like 1 value per scrim, if anything, and they're also not going to get more than 1 value per entire tournament. Okay, I'm gonna press play. I'm gonna let him die, and then Fury's gonna get punished because he's on cart, and then they're just gonna push cart. So Sigma's currently taking space. As many other people as possible are currently on cart, which is 3 up until Gamsu pushes forward a little bit, right? Doomfist can hang out on cart with Ana a little bit just to make it go a little bit faster, I guess, but that's fine. Right now they're kind of discussing who should be going, but so let's take a look at this, right? So back at it again with win conditions. So we've got Nano and we have Blizzard on Spitfire, right? So Spitfire needs a pull Blizzard big time. Birdring needs to get value against this pharmacy, or he needs to get value against their Ana. Birdring has to get a good flank off against this while they're blizzarding, otherwise they're going to have a really hard time engaging. Right now he's kind of in the position that he might be able to go for a punch onto Farah and then uppercutter kind of thing. Like, it's definitely an option. At the same time, on the other side of Dragons, they want to be saving Seismic. They want to be saving their Meteor Strike or whatever it's called. Doomfist Ultimate to be able to combo with Flux, right? Because those two combo really well together. So right now, their plan is going to be most likely just Nano Doomfist into the enemy team, or Nano the Farah, especially the Farah. Nano Farah, get Farah Ultimate up, Valkyrie if they Blizzard, and then win. Questions? Concerns? Dusty, you're a crappy coaches.
AJ, we
No?
can practice the Meteor Strike combo.
Yes.
So what? The Meteor Strike.
Flux. Or I
Okay.
flux and then you slam them into the ground.
Do you wanna? If I'm not doing anything to it, we could Smurf and test it.
True.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
Katie will join us. You know?
Pressing play. Okay, so Doomfist is taking just below high ground. He's putting pressure onto the front line to be able to get value. Yes.
Go back like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, about
It
that.
hits
Okay.
Okay, well, I can't really ask it. Okay, right here. This is good. Whenever they get pushed and Gamsu and the rest go back to cart, why does Envy remain on the staircase?
Envy doesn't have to back up.
Okay.
Same way you would be taking space aggressively, you can honestly just hold that space just as aggressively. So, what's going on here is they aren't actually going back to cart. So they're not rotating really. They're rotating behind this corner here. This little whatever, hit it. It's a Lucio shot. So Lucio shot hit that corner right there, right?
Mhm.
Perfect little yellow thing. So that right there, I can just use my mouse. I wish I could draw. I really do. Okay, so this like right here can be used to take advantage of that, and they're able to get a lot of value, and they just have to contest this corner so that they can't engage forward. At the same time, Envy, he's fine here, right? He can go for off-angle shots, he can play a little bit at front line, he can go forward if he needs to. Right now, he's fine because this is a good angle, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try and push forward and hold this corner too. So this is a good spot because if Jester pushes too forward this way, then either they have to contest Envy, or Envy gets free value. If they contest Envy, Gomsu gets value.
Okay.
So you see, that's why off-angling's so powerful, by the way. It's if you're playing on left side right here, so someone's playing here, they have 2 people here, and you have 2 people here. No matter what, if Jester turns away and contests this group, this group's going to get value. If Jester turns away and contests the group on the right, left group's going to get value.
And it's just, and then
So-
this is especially value on Sigma because of the shield and ability.
Right,
to
because Sigma
punish.
doesn't need that second person. He has a shield. He has a shift ability.
Okay.
He has a stun. He has a lot of health. Like he's also has a pharmacy right next to him. He can survive.
Okay.
So what happens is Envy stays here for off-angle purposes and be able to push forward and take space when he needs to. He doesn't want to give up and go further back towards Anna. Pharmacy is going to hold corner because of the fact that they don't want to get shot at by Bedosin. And the moment that Fury gets nanoed and engages onto the Pharmacy, they're looking to just finish Pharmacy as fast as possible. Specifically the Pharah, so that they can engage into the rest of the team without getting spammed.
If we don't have the Pharmacy playing on that right side, is Brewery a good off angle to take here? The little top left, like railing area. Like.
You mean Catwalk?
Or the one inside the building is called the little brewery area. That's a brewery, right?
Yeah, this is called Brewery. This
Yeah.
hallway is Brewery.
Yeah.
This is Catwalk.
Yeah. No, but no, I mean like stand in brewery between like right where the catwalk starts.
So you want to stand in Brewery doorway next
Like-
to Catwalk. Right
Like,
here.
Use the catwalk to poke, but hold that spot. Yes.
Honestly, it's such a long rotation to get to. Unless you have an ability to get up there, don't use it.
Okay.
Like, if you take time to go all the way up this staircase and then here, well, I mean, sure, you can use it, but you're going to have to drop anyway to contest them.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. It's a little bit unneeded, in my opinion, but it's possible. Because you're going to have to be on the ground to actually contest them as frontline. Right? Because when Gomsu needs to stabilize, you push forward. Tank rotations. Super valuable. So, Fury is going to engage on with Nano, and they're just going to, like... Yeah. So this was going to be fine, right? They wanted to put pressure on Pharmacy as much as possible. Right now, their composition doesn't really get value out of that. They need to use this Blizzard as soon as possible so they can swap Profit, right? So they put pressure on Pharmacy with Nano Diva. That's okay. It's a good plan. Quaterman called it well. And so that was going to put pressure on them. Ding got nanoed, however, which actually gave Dragons an advantage again. Mostly because of compositions. So this is fine. It gives Ding what he was planning on doing anyway, just early, and they're already in a position that they aren't rotated yet, right? So Dings can rotate here, he can put spam on Bedosin, he can put spam on Profit, he might be able to confirm a kill with Pull, like, plenty of things. Where did Envy rotate? So Envy rotated here, and Gomsu's holding semi-sewers while he's in the line of sight of Izayaki, right? So now, what's going to happen is Fury's going to get punished again. That, or they're going to get so much spam, Ding's going to get so much spam that they're going to get free value. Dragons do not lose this fight. There's no way. At the current state of this right now, there's no way that Dragons should lose this fight. I'm actually going to wash through a fight real quick so that you guys can, I'll just talk about it after. Right? So, neither Nano gets value, and Valkyrie gets used, right? Young Jin engages in, gets no value. Envy punishes Jester because Jester's doesn't have as good stabilization. They use Blizzard. It's possible that they get value here. Gamsu gets kept up with Valkyrie and Ana pocket, and then Youngjin just cleans up, Envy just cleans up, Dingus gets spam. They're dead. Spitfire loses. Prophet needs to swap. Bedosin swapped. Prophet swapped. McCree could have been good too, to be honest. Prophet, not gonna lie. This is why you went to 8 maps. So, okay. Let's talk about this now. Moira for the pharmacy. Doomfist for the Reaper. Questions? Anything?
Wait, what?
Doom-
Doomfist for the Reaper?
Reaper for the Doomfist.
There we go.
Papuga.
Reaper for the Doomfist. So when Doomfist engages in, Jester pulls him, Prophet kills him. Right? Same thing could be said about the Mei. That's why Mei is good against Doomfist, because pull exists. However, generally Reaper also counters him. McCree also gets value. McCree is the call here in my opinion, because you get it's good value inside third point King's Row anyway. You get a lot of space against Ding and Coma. You can put pressure on them finally. Other than your Diva and your support, you have DPS pressure, which is a lot more pressure. And then also the fact that you have pressure against Doomfist. It's a win-win.
So wait, you said Kree over Reaper?
Kree over Reaper.
Okay.
Yeah. Kree Doom
Yes.
is better than Kree Reaper most of the time.
Reaper Doom is okay, right?
No, I
So-
was saying because I think AJ was wondering if the Doom or the Reaper would swap Kree. I was
This
just
is
saying
where
that,
hero pools come in value. Prophet plays McCree. So Prophet's a really big flex player. He plays flex and hit scan sometimes. Like he gets value out of both regularly. Bird Ring has value out of both regularly, right? They have good hero pools that. Okay,
I don't know about
Sometimes.
Bird Ring, but
sometimes
Bird
Prophet's
Ring doesn't
good.
even get
Bird Ring's
value out of
questionable.
hit scan half the time.
Bird Ring. I'm pretty sure Bird Ring is their hit scan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
That- Exactly.
Let's just call it
They're owl
inconsistency.
players. They're good. Okay, we'll leave it at that. They have
They-
inconsistencies,
they
but
click the
they're
head
London
good.
Spitfire. What are you expecting?
Yeah.
In this situation, honestly, you guys would not be the Spitfire. You would be the Dragon. So, reason why, by the way, it's Doom Pharmacy is such a common combo in your comp is because I realized that this is not only the meta, but it's perfect for your group's hero pools. Your team's hero pools are actually it's a good thing for you too. So Sticks, you have a really good Pharah. Guilty, you play Doomfist. You can
What you trying to say?
You play Doomfist.
I do play Doomfist.
okay.
Okay,
sure
okay.
do.
Alright.
You
Well,
sure
how
do.
about you retards
You
see
sure
how far
do.
you get?
Okay,
See how you
I'll put
fucking
it this way.
Diamonds will get stuck
Guilty
at.
has a good Doomfist in ranked. He needs practice.
My Doom kind of popped in scrims yesterday.
That's good to
Uh,
hear.
You had
This
one
is
pull.
true.
It's okay.
This is true.
I love how everyone else is kind of disagreeing with you, but confidence matters.
I
No.
haven't
Good job.
said a word.
It's
I'm
silent disagreement.
neutral.
I haven't
also
said a
played-
word either.
Still
Dusty,
muted.
I
He's,
also
like,
I
ignoring
also
it.
played Kree yesterday. Haha.
What the hell happened to your hero pools? Okay, you know what?
Dude, we were close. Listen, dude, I'm telling you, we lost, like, out of like Koth and shit, we'll probably lose like one round, but like
Okay.
we just were nothing but winning. Like
How well did you roll on defense?
we were rolling.
We
Did
Kinda
you hold first
pretty-
points?
we did pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Okay.
We were
Well-
rolling pretty hard.
Colin,
It's good to hear. I will.
Well.
I will let
sure.
I will let Watermelon know not to play you guys against them, so you don't roll.
What do you mean? They were high. They were. It was a good challenge.
Was it a good challenge if you were rolling?
No, like it wasn't like complete stomps.
They were high SR, but they weren't very like good as a team. I think
Okay. We're gonna see how well you
they were
play
definitely
against.
the highest SR team we played, but I just
Better.
don't think their teamwork was that good.
Yeah,
Oh, I need to be right back
4.2k
really quick.
is what you've been doing. Do you need us to wait, Guilty?
Oh no, you can keep going. I'm gonna be like 2 seconds. I'm just have to run downstairs.
Okay.
And open the door.
So I'm gonna talk about win conditions real quick. Dragons have Barrage again. It's been like half a minute. Okay, Spitfire finally have Bongo. They have a win
Pog.
condition, sort of. It's Bongo. It's not really a win condition, but against Double Shield, it
Absolutely,
is.
it is.
Bongo's
It's-
Pog.
Bongo will build the rest of their ultimates, but it
And
is
win
so
the
I
fight.
consider
Bongo
win
wins.
conditions
Bongo
to be
does
ultimates
both.
that kill the enemy team and confirm your win.
Bongo kills
Uh-huh.
the enemy team. He kills
Maybe
them
if
so
Birdring gets a
fast.
125 seismic slam with Bongo,
Profit and Fury damage with Bongo.
You
That's
run in with Bongo and
disgusting.
you win it.
okay, so they have different win conditions. However, Dragons have advantage still because Bongo requires your team to pop off.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Something we-
Bongo can be killed. A good barrage can also be killed, but a good barrage will get more value out of Bongo in the time before it gets killed. Questions? Anything? Okay, I'm gonna press play. We're gonna watch the Spitfire actually somehow win this fight, and keep going.
they have
Because
the
I don't
team.
think they will win this fight. But you know what? I'm wrong. They get good this. Young Jin almost dies. They get no value out of the barrage. It zoned them, but they were holding corner anyway. It didn't get value. What is happening with the... Oh my god, Jester. Oh my god, Birdring.
Feeder.
Prophet's
Birdring's
flanking.
Doom was actually surprisingly okay though. Like I thought
Prophet
Doom
got a
would be
good
really
flank
bad,
off.
but-
Ding was able to get free reign because Prophet's on Reaper instead of McCree, and the moment that Fury was demeched, he had free reign, right? So he walks all over the enemy team. King's Row third point's hard to record, so I can't look at both the flanks and this. Doomfist is in a weird animation.
Ooh, that's
He's dead.
a cape.
He's a superhero, man.
Yeah, dude, you didn't know?
And they say
Okay, I'm gonna press play.
No,
So like I said,
don't.
Spitfire didn't have advantage. Spitfire could have won that fight in a way if they...
And
Jester
finally,
didn't
they
die.
switch
Hey, look at that! They're
to the
swapping
third
to an okay composition.
on last fight, Pog.
gesture feeds
Last fight, and Jester fed. He thinks that Shift will get value against a Doomfist. Are they even going to contest? Yes, no, maybe.
again. Beat.
Yeah. Quatermain is the only reason they didn't lose this.
Quatermain. I've never heard that before.
What's his user? What's he usually
Quatermain.
called?
Quarter.
There's no
Wait,
R.
yeah.
Quarter.
There's
Yeah,
no
but
R.
everyone-
It's
Yeah, but
Quatermain.
everyone says quarter.
Quatermain.
We're NA and we don't know how to read.
You say like quarter.
Okay, I got you guys. Quatermain. We good.
Quatermain.
Quatermain is the only
Quatermain.
reason they didn't lose this right here, right now, at 3 minutes and 31 seconds.
Who?
Ooh, Megahole? The Lucio
True.
on Spitfire.
The main
Oh.
support of Spitfire, who's actually pretty okay, by the way.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
You
Most
haven't,
main
you
supports
haven't
don't
heard
get
of like
players.
any Owl players. Like,
Yeah.
Do you watch Owl Guilty?
no,
No.
he does not.
Have you seen the amount of value we've gotten out of 45 minutes worth of less than a 5-minute game?
Yes.
Would have been more value if they were on the right comp, but you know.
It would have been much more valuable if they
Thanks
were on the
for the
right comp.
map recommendation that sticks.
No, actually, I think that's good because I think that we saw. Because I think some teams still will play Orisa Hog or Orisa Demon. I think it's good for us to see how
You
to play
just
against- if we ever
naturally
do
win
run
though,
against
so
Okay, but there's a
just
difference
wants to watch
between
Spitfire
naturally
play.
winning.
This is true as well.
So, Dragons are going to lose this here, by the way.
It gets better after this point too. It gets better. Don't worry.
I'm sure it
Okay,
does.
okay,
Yeah, because
okay.
Gesture's on
okay.
Sigma.
There's 15 minutes left.
Now that... So, to be clear,
Like Apple
you
Pie.
don't win by just playing a comp.
Yeah, Mike.
Well, yeah.
You have to play smart.
Well, not in this meta. You're right.
Not in this meta. They can still win fights. If you give up your advantages of the comp and don't follow the playstyle you need to, especially against certain compositions, Goat's playstyle didn't matter as much, right? You can just make a decision and it was good enough, right? You're not in Goats anymore.
Oh wait, really?
Wait, what?
Sorry, I had to go for that.
Reinhardt's still good. What?
No.
You're not in Goats anymore, guys. You can't just play a composition and win.
I hate Overwatch. What?
You gotta pop off.
You have to let your team fall. You have to. What the fuck, Dragons?
Are they getting full health
Envy.
now?
Dragons loses.
Dragons should not win this. Spitfire choke, Envy pops.
London chokefire. Pog you.
But yet,
Honestly, London, if you played like this the entire 8-map series, what
Well,
the fuck, man?
it's because they're it's because they're Spitfire, and it's like playing tournament, so they're
Wait a
kind of
minute,
like.
how many times do they go like between the two?
Bro, they're just sandbagging so they can make the game more interesting. Come on, guys.
Well, no, they're not doing that, but they are like kind of experimenting in a way. That's Spitfire for you. Or they're having fun.
Alrighty.
That's another possibility.
So let's talk about the compositions real quick, because I have a chance to talk about compositions. I'm going to skip 20 seconds so we find out what's going on. Man, my favorite. So, scouting snipers, this is fine. Birdwing's probably going to swap. Yeah, okay.
This point is really interesting, actually.
So let's
They're
talk
playing
about this.
mirror comps, but Spitfire doesn't win until the very end.
The Dragons are playing double shield pharmacy with a Doomfist. Spitfire are playing dive. Same comp, dive. Who has advantage?
Motherfucking dragons.
Sometimes.
I mean, it's hard to say because
So
it kind of depends on how both teams
I'm gonna
play it.
riddle me this, guys. Why do I say double shield counters dive?
I don't do riddles.
Because well,
Guilty.
first of all,
The
my God.
Orisa and Sigma both have strong CC
Not
against
just those
Dot.
two. The entire comp has its CC. They have fucking
Okay.
Sleep Dart. They have fucking
Hold on.
Doomfist.
Hold
Okay,
on.
yeah.
so-
Diva's fucking useless. The only amount of spam they actually have is this fucking Diva Pharah, where you're not going to get any fucking value between double shield unless you're playing ridiculously fucking tight off angles that can get you punished a lot for.
So, first
And the
reason,
CC.
Diva sucks.
Exactly.
Second reason.
I was gonna say, dude, dive meta was pretty OP season 5.
Back when Diva wasn't shit and nerfed to crap. So, Diva sucks. Honestly,
True.
Ball Monkey gets more value right now. It honestly would have more value here. Second reason. Fortify and pull. Orisa. Orisa is a bunker. Orisa counters dive, right? Bunkers always had a strong suit against dive. It's been hard to engage into it when it was just one. Now that you have a second main tank, it's going to be even harder to engage into it. A lot of spam comes out of this guy. Third reason I say it is because of Mei. They aren't playing Mei, right? So Dragons are actually, compared to the composition that they could be running here, honestly, Pharmacy on defense is kind of and it's being forced because Ding is there, right? Like, they're just trying to play to their strengths as much as possible. It's not going to get value until second point, in my opinion, especially since they do
Is
have...
Ding like a Pharah one trick, by the way?
No, his
No.
Sandra's pretty nutty and his Hanzo's okay.
His Hanzo's okay. I think I saw him on May once.
I couldn't remember. I
His May's
forgot.
not
Who,
very good.
I forgot
His
who was
May's
on.
not
Pharah are really good.
Youngjin is pretty much a Doomfist one trick, though.
You can
Not
play
gonna lie.
Hanzo.
Who's their hit scan though? Like, I remember watching Shanghai
DM.
playing with
DM.
DM. Yeah, that kid's
Carpe
nuts at Widow,
Diem.
isn't he? In
DM is
Yeah,
nuts.
he is.
DM
yeah,
is
that's what I was thinking of. Like, I couldn't.
Better than Carpe. Woo.
I mean, that's not
Fun
saying
fact: Carpe and DM used to be on a team together when they changed their names to Carpe DM.
Wow.
Who didn't know
So
that?
cute.
All right. So, honestly, Spitfire could roll them. It's honestly possible, especially if Prophet gets value. If Prophet or Birdring get value, yeah, 100%. It's gonna be hard to get value. Double shield against Pharmacy, yeah, it's gonna be really hard to get value out of that. Because Pharmacy is gonna have to play against both shields as well as the amount of healing that Ana can provide. Moira would be better for Dragons here. They just want Nano. It's the only reason they're playing Ana. Nano, and the fact that the enemy team is most likely going to play Doomfist. At the same time, Moira would also be good against Doomfist. Utility versus amount of healing to actually be able to consistently have Coalescence to counter Pharmacy, right? Those are your decisions that you have to make as a player. Those are why you would play that, right? So, they don't have a defensive ultimate. That's okay. Spitfire doesn't have a confirming ultimate. They don't have a win condition. They have win conditions. It's just not anything that's going to be able to get value against. That's not going to get value against a defensive ultimate. Prophet will out damage Transcendence and Sound Barrier. Like, okay. So the way that Spitfire wins this fight is a dive on a split target or punishment out of a mistake. They have to. Dragons have to make mistakes. Spitfire has to capitalize on mistakes. Dragons playing pretty split. So we've got Young Jin on the semi flank. You've got Gomsuk solo contesting point, Izayaki in window. Then you have Pharmacy hiding for now because they don't want to show themselves and give them free advantage. Envy just hanging out on high ground, right? So they know that they have dive, but Dragons haven't given them the pleasure of knowing what they're running. Like letting Spitfire know what they're running. Spitfire is looking at this composition, and for the next 8 seconds, well, who fucking knows, man?
3. No.
No, it's 20. All right.
Or it's 45.
So now people are peeking because 20 seconds is about to be over, right? So now they have to make an engagement. Fury and Gesture are making an engagement onto Envy, and that's going to be their start. Prophet's going to try and push forward. Prophet has to win the Pharah 1v1 now. Now that Ding has showed himself, Prophet has to outplay a better Pharah. And like, there's no other way to put it. Like, he has to win the 1v1. Well, Birdring and Youngjin have to go at it. Honestly, Dragons have advantage just because they have better DPS players on their roles. Youngjin's a really fucking good Doomfist. Ding is the best Pharah in the world.
True. Rolled. Get fucked.
Rolled. 10 seconds. Thrown away.
Back to spawn.
Fury is gonna possibly lose mech. Fury loses mech. Spitfire. So this is why I said I'm not impressed with some of Owl's comps. You know, Dragons at Charge had some pretty good comps. Dynasty had some pretty good comps. But you know, Spitfire, what the fuck?
Spitfire.
Monkey
They're just-
Roadhog, let's go.
Dude, they're just confident in winning.
No,
They're
they just want to
confident
have fun.
Winning, you say.
No, they want to have
6
fun.
maps into a series.
That determines whether they make playoffs.
They want to have fun. Smile.
Dude, they're just trying to enjoy their good game of Overwatch. Omega lol.
Oh man. Fury gave up ult charge to swap to Roadhog. I guess because he lost mech, right? So
I'm just curious how they... Yeah, never mind.
Prophet almost loses the Pharah 1v1. They're playing Mega Room. They're gonna have to go for a dive soon.
Dustin, I have a quick question. Completely off topic though.
Very cool.
You have to listen to me. What if you could see my face as I'm staring at your player icon on Discord right now, Guilty?
Yes, Omega lol. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it anymore because they're being mean.
Good.
So you're a buff guy.
Okay.
Puff.
Chester loses the fight. He dives and didn't get value out of it. Honestly,
Profit gets value out of Nano. Smile.
He's in.
What made him think this was a good idea?
Yo, could we go over something different instead of watching the same map?
Yeah, let's do that.
Like a soul game. Thanks.
I'm done watching the Dynasty, or not the Dynasty, the Spitfire. I'm done. I'm done.
Spitfire Pog. Just wait till they win.
Kings Row had a
I'm
lot of
gonna
good
watch
ultimate combos. Busan
Downtown.
was very back and forth if you want to do this. So
I
Downtown
recommend,
was
I
a really
recommend
good-
here, watch Fleta.
no, watch his positioning. Sure, don't POV him.
Okay, let's talk about comps. You guys ready to hear
See, I
about
don't-
more
Hold on.
composition?
Why not Widow here?
Can I go
Why
on?
not Widow?
because-
Shield, double
Stun.
Doomfist.
You want stun.
Okay.
Doomfist.
No, like it was just a general question, just because like God for like
It's
say
easier to zone. It's easier to zone Widow with double shield than it is to zone.
okay,
Creep.
but say they make like a team makes the same mistake as like Spitfire does and goes fucking like Orisa Hog. You know, do I just stay Doom?
I mean, Doom's still good against that. So
Doom's kind of claps against Roadhog.
Doom's good against everything. Okay, but can I say something quickly?
Speak.
So like with the Kree here, because basically what Charge did in their who did they play in their other game before this again?
Eileen. Eileen,
Fusion.
Nero, and Happy.
Fusion.
Let's see.
So what
Oh.
what they did for that is that Nero basically just played for the Faraduels, right? Because his Pharaoh's pretty good, and he just
Right.
kind of like won the Faraduels, right? And so what Dynasty do like pretty early on here is like with Fleta on the Kree. Obviously, you have to like hit your shots forehead, but
I found out my problem why I started sucking.
what it
Widow.
does is that with him on the Kree, like the pressure that he puts on this map and the amount of shots that he hits, it basically like stops Charge from like committing as much to the Pharah for like the rest of the series. And it's like the playstyle that they wanted to go for, and like Fleta doing this
So,
like basically doesn't let them do
Fleta
it.
doing this first map forces Charge to consider swapping Nero out.
Yeah.
And they do it. And therefore, they give them free space for Dynasty to actually play Pharmacy.
I feel like though instead you could just go. I feel like Nero can
So,
play Reaper, right? So I
They
feel
do
like
a-
you could just go. I feel like if the
Here, I'm
Kree's
gonna
giving you
talk
a
real quick.
problem, you could just go Doom Reaper, and I feel like that beats the Doom Kree.
So, Nero, Charge got value in the Fusion game by winning the Pharmacy duel. Charge's Pharmacy was better than Fusion's Pharmacy. That's how they got value. Something so special about being inside something like Overwatch League is the fact that you can look at the enemy team and know who plays what. You can look at the enemy team and you can scout, right? We can make a plan beforehand. You say you are the Dynasty, and I'll talk to you guys real quick. So, Nero is really good at Pharah. That's where they're going to get value. You shut down Nero, then that's half of their value. Honestly, half.
Whoa.
Right? Charge, not to say Nero carries the charge, but Nero's pretty fucking good, man. And if you shut down Nero, then Charge is losing their carry.
Okay. Let's watch and see how he does it. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it sounds like me
Let's
versus
watch and
Valkyrie,
do it.
honestly.
Nero goes out thinking not expecting this, right? He then immediately rotates away, avoiding the McCree. Eileen commits, dies. Pull, McCree, dead. Doomfist and Sigma engage forward, while the Orisa is holding space with the McCree. The Lucio could be forward too. Toby could be forward right now.
Fleta cap.
If you are the charge, how do you engage into this?
I think that.
You swap.
Well, on this, you could probably just pressure tanks and get a decent amount of value.
Could there's no reason I pick by the charge. First of all, I would swap to the Moira because there's no pharmacy on the other side, so I don't see the value in running Ana, to be honest.
Yeah. 100% Ana's no longer a valuable target. Longer a valuable character.
Because the only thing you're really
Pharmacy's
going to
losing
do
their
on Ana
value.
against their comp is like sleep the Doom. That's pretty much it. That's the only value. You're
Moira
gonna get.
will be able to get more value by surviving against the Doomfist too.
So I
It'll
would
be
go
easier to survive against the Doomfist.
Moira, and then you could win, but you could also. I think that you might be better off on Doom Reaper if you play right. But I could be wrong about that.
You're right. And then
I feel like
play
if you
shield
go
and engage
Doom
behind shield.
Reaper- Yeah, I feel like if you play Doom Reaper, because like once they get up close, like Fleta is obviously going to do less than the Reaper, so like they should just win if they mirror, but they have Reaper instead of Kree. Because Kree's like only good right now if the other team has a Pharah, so he's still like pretty weak otherwise. But if they want to stay on the comp, I think I don't really know, because at the same time you kind of want to play sustain again damage, but at the same time they have Moira and Kree, so playing longer game kind of gives the Dynasty an advantage as well. So I guess their comp really is not that great. I don't know. And it's hard for Eileen to engage because of Fleta.
Okay. So Doomfist is fine. You can keep the Doomfist because Brawl is Brawl, right? You have to swap. Honestly, you could 100% swap to a mirror. You could swap to Shield Break with Zarya. You could Brawl into them, swap to the Reaper, right? Like, you have advantage in Brawl because of the fact they have McCree, right? So, like, you have a lot of advantages, you have a lot of possibilities, but most of it requires a comp swap. Nero looks for an off angle. Fleta just does not give Nero room. Fuck the front line. Screwed. Just focus down Nero, right? Who wins on the long range duel right here? Okay. Gonna press play. And it goes on Doomfist. Everyone focuses Doomfist. Fleta changes targets. And they win with the Nano Doom.
Pretty good ult usage.
Great. So they won with an ultimate. That's a very good reason to win a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
ASMR from Styx.
Do I hear a plastic straw?
That was Styx. That was me, dickhead.
Yeah, is that a plastic straw, Bethany?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so used to Styx being our ASMR player.
Wait.
Oh no.
Wow,
so
you're tangling Mikey in all the good spots.
It's a lot of dead turtles.
Dead turtles everywhere.
Alright. They're engaging through here. Honestly, it's okay. It's a good angle to block the spam away from the Pharah, but at the same time, if Pharah gets a good angle on you, then you're gonna get spammed a lot, right?
Because Fleta's gonna dome Chara here.
No, it's okay because Ryu Jaehong has his Coalescence. He can counter the Pharah, see, right? They have ultimates. Charge needs to get a good barrage.
I want to point out they're engaging here instead of main.
Why
So-
they're not engaging that main?
No, I just wanted to say they're doing that.
I know, that's what I was talking about, about better angle against the pharmacy.
Right. But they're using
First second of me talking about how they have coalescence, right? Jaehong uses it. Very interesting target priority with it, and they don't take space very well.
But look at this.
They rotate through Mega Room, waste coalescence because of the way that charge doesn't give them space to actually go out, right? So here, I'm gonna back up a little bit. And what the fuck? Okay, we're gonna watch this rotation, okay? So watch how they push forward a little bit, and Rio and Hoppa don't give them space, right? If they had taken any more space here, if Dynasty had, especially with that anti, then they would have been they would have been taken down by Nero's barrage because he wasn't in a position. Eileen would have been able to dive them. Wasn't good, right? Fits. Toby. You're slow. Lucius. Oh my god. Okay. So you see how charge has advantage here, right? This is a good angle to block spam, because you can just put shield above it, and then you have a lot of people and you have a lot of room. However, they got caught out, and they're not going to win this fight. They waste coalescence, their win conditions are down, and all they have is high noon. And unless Fleta pops the fuck off, they have a really hard time here. Big stun comes out of Hoppa. Big pull. Uppercut onto Fleta. Nero gets aggressive.
Defensive Pharah is very good with tall buildings.
So now that Dynasty is running the McCree on attack, it's harder to engage. So hopefully, their goal here, right? Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Dynasty has a lot of ultimates. They have to commit those ultimates before the charge. So something to consider is that charge gave up their win condition for this fight, right? Instead of using Barrage, they used Meteor Strike for Eileen to stay alive. And then he dove Moira and then he killed her, right? Now they do not have Flux Strike or Meteor Flux. Meteor Flux is cooler. So Meteor Flux isn't available to them, and therefore it's going to be way harder. And they know that they don't have Meteor Flux. They used Meteor Strike. All they have is Flux. Flux isn't going to be a win condition in this position by itself. Not if they put down the shield properly, right? So they can stabilize here and give Jaehong back his ultimate by forcing the Flux. They can also... Charge can also nano barrage. If they do, they can respond equally with their own ultimates. Dynasty can commit Meteor Flux sooner, so on. They have plenty of options, right? Nuke, are you here? Your microphone is muted.
Microphone muted.
No,
I'm pretty sure
It's gonna be a big feels bad. I was gonna ask Nuke what his plan would be here, but feels
Pretty
bad.
sure he
now.
fell asleep.
I got a plan.
No one cares about your plan.
What is your plan?
Engage with Bongo. Counter Orisa ult. Their Orisa ult with pull Doomfist ult and maybe use Flux with the Doomfist ult if you want.
Hi, you're going to give up your building ultimate,
What?
and yeah, so you want to give up Bongo, which will build all your other ultimates back if you win this fight, right? So that's kind of okay. Goal is to try and save Bongo.
Okay.
Because you want to use win conditions, right? So that you can use Bongo next fight, and then you get your win conditions back for last fight.
But they're retaking, so they have to engage with something like either a Bongo.
Meteor Flux.
Yeah, but...
Meteor Flux. Meteor Flux. It's
Flux is a
better.
little wide for Meteor.
Trust me.
Yeah, it's wide. We wide, chat.
It's we wide.
So what they can do is Michelle can pull towards Rio and try and force Fortify.
Who's Michelle?
It's where the Bongos consistent,
Orisa.
especially in this position.
Okay, we'll see what they actually do. You guys ready for this? Meteor Flux. They bongo mirror. Gross. Why don't you commit win conditions, you nerds?
Bongo is a win condition.
Bongo also builds other win conditions.
But it
Chara
is.
dies.
But it's like the best ult.
Honestly, Chara, you
They
dying there
Doomfist ult
just threw that
behind you.
entire
Do
map.
they Doomfist ult the bongo? No, they don't. They Doomfist ult something. Oh, they
This
just Doomfist
is
ult.
Doomfist
Okay.
ult. By the way,
Right.
apparently this is a Doomfist ult, in case you were curious.
Very cool.
Wow.
Doom ult high noon.
I don't
What
care,
did they
man.
slam on though?
Oh, he's leaving it.
Go back. And they co-op, by the way.
Dynasty commit everything, except for Flux.
Okay, they Doomfist punch the bongo. Actually, that's interesting.
Slam on the bongo's pretty good as well, though.
Yeah,
He
and
Slams
Doomfist.
Ana and doesn't get the kill and has run away. He
They're
has run away
like,
and
well
shield, why didn't you just commit on
That double support ult, though.
Good
There's
one,
so much to
UJ.
The
talk
flux
about
hits
here.
nothing. The flux hits
that?
nothing.
He whiffed the flux.
Marvel lifts so many Fluxes, man.
True.
But
But he's
okay,
also
Not
good.
as many Fluxes as Gesture whiffed.
Because Fitz kind of like popped off
Fitz did
like
pop
the
off.
entire series.
As you say it.
AJ, watch Fitz.
Okay, who?
Omega.
I'm kidding. I know who Fitz is. I was gonna watch him
The
today,
you-
but I
the
was gonna be
YouTuber?
sidetracked.
Oh, that was a cool rollout.
Oh, the one who's dating Pokimane?
Actually, I don't know if it's
Bro. Bro, his voice doesn't match his like face at all.
True. Ozzy.
I thought Fitz was black.
No, I did not.
So we're back at it again. Fleta contesting Nero. Frontline having a hard time engaging. Except this time they don't just yet have Nano Doom to engage. It's
Just
Meteor
pull
Fix,
them
they're
for
forced
stealth.
to back up. It's become last fight's territory. Nero has to get value here. Nero's contesting point.
I did not like Nero playing that far away. There.
No. Well, I mean, what other angle was Nero gonna take?
It's because he's forced
Nero
out.
did not
You could
use,
take the one. You could take the alley. Right.
okay,
Right to that.
but Fleta can contest that way easier, and so can Fitz, right? Fitz can actually put pressure on that because he's playing top right.
Yeah, but you can just like boot them off there real quick. Or just shoot.
It's
them.
like
Just put him
just boop them forehead.
Well,
stick
yeah.
2K19.
If Fitz is up there.
Okay, well you're not gonna
just put
boop
the
a
boot on.
McCree and yeah, no.
No, I'm saying boot Fitz.
The Cree's gonna kill you if you go that way.
Nero
You can just play the building. He can't. peek
Nero
around the
got forced
corner.
out by Fleta. Nero had no real other option because of the fact Nero didn't commit barrage. Nero.
How about you swap sticks instead of play fair?
Well, yeah, I said I think Doom Reaper would be better, but they're not swapping. So I'm saying I think the alley's high risk, but I think it's better than sitting back there and just like doing
Chara's
nothing.
out of position. But anyway, someone's got a touch. Guess it's gonna be Chara.
He's the hero.
Boop.
Nope.
Alright. Overwatch League. Nero. So enjoyable. You can blatantly see the mistakes. But like you can't make the you also have to consider that these mistakes are just as obvious inside everyone else's games too.
And it's also like their mistakes can look
They just make
questionable
less
because
mistakes.
but their mistakes can also be questionable because of their like.
Papa pops off.
'Kay.
Guess what? Fitz is gonna pop off. Gasp. Nero. Eileen pops off. They recontest. Charge win. Know how many times this pharmacy combo through this game? Way too many. Anyway,
They win.
they won. And then they lost. Okay.
Oh, Megalo.
I have talked for the past hour and 20 minutes, so I'm going to like drink water real quick.
Smart, smart.
Using his brain, using his brain.
Pog, pog.
I don't wanna be when Minecraft adds bees, but you just want vertical half slabs.
All right.
You saw it?
So does
Yeah.
anyone have any questions about how this composition is getting played?
Oh. Just click head's forehead.
No.
Yes.
Hey, Guilty, do you know how to play Doomfist and Scrims yet?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Figured it out.
We'll give him a sometimes.
We'll give you
In theory, he may know how to do it.
just in theory, though.
I'd give him about 80% accuracy rate. Sometimes he just goes in there. But you know,
So, okay.
do all of us.
Let's talk about this. Why do Charge have to back up here?
Cause they get a nice
Eileen
punch
went-
in.
Yeah, Eileen also went in and almost died. And has to run away.
So Eileen overcommitted. Fitz got a good punch on the Marvel. Right? Like. Okay, yeah, there's all 6 there. Can't see someone. Oh, Toby's back there. Okay. Right. So Charge have to back up early, and so Dynasty takes space, right? Charge can rotate to point now, they can play different, but right now their goal is to not get rushed. Guess what? Eileen doesn't back up. Eileen should have died. Eileen, what the
They
fuck?
killed each other.
What?
That was it was on fresh it was on Fresh Nuts.
I want to see that again. Hold up.
Can watch first person PvP
Sports ready. It's
POV it.
esports ready.
Esports.
Yeah, wait,
ready,
can you first person it, by the way?
force.
bro. Fourth person.
Warson's
It's already in. Never mind. Let's
Not
analyze
enough.
this.
It's pretty epic.
very epic. Not this one. A little later. It's gonna take a while.
He should have died.
Oh
No.
Oh no!
No.
Michelle should have never died there.
Michelle.
He's talking about Eileen. You bought?
Oh.
Dude, let's see this.
They both got
What?
punched.
Eileen definitely should have won that. He punched so much earlier.
It's
Huh?
Zero MS.
Zero ping, by the way.
Zero MS, by the way. It's like you know that meme of the picture of the two Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
It's not,
This
it's
is the
not,
Overwatch
it's not
equivalent.
possible to have 0 MS. So,
It is on LAN.
no.
You said LAN. You call it LAN. Never ever
So
say LAN. Say
100%. Okay, let's take a look at this.
They were-
Okay.
they
So-
epic.
Join my
bro
Minecraft
fist.
Lancer.
Okay, we're gonna watch the same punch from the perspective of Fitz.
Hey, listen, it's just two PewDiePie subs giving each other an epic bro fist. What's wrong with this?
Yeah, no. Eileen should have won that 100%.
Yeah.
Yo, tell me how Phoenix yelled at me yesterday because all I did was ask the other Doomfist last night what his ping was because I'm pretty sure I punched first and I lost the fight.
Well, you obviously didn't punch first.
No, I released
Fire.
first. I literally watched it fucking release.
He released.
Okay.
first. Got you, Hyper.
What a fun trade. That should not have happened. Eileen should honestly have won.
Esports ready.
What's funny is Eileen died first.
Yeah. Nero's trying to go into the back line. So, is Fleta... What did I say?
Patterns.
Back line. Patterns.
Good one.
Another thing, Nero's on the flank.
Yeah.
So
You
is
said
Fleta.
that.
Shut up. Nero got more value than Fleta though. Nero's flank was better. Fleta doesn't have freaking Wraith. Oh yeah, we're on.
Okay.
Okay, dude.
Sorry about that.
Big
I
Cole.
had to clear my throat.
Cap.
Okay, you guys ready for this?
No. All right, now I'm ready.
I wonder if they're gonna engage with Coalescence like they always do.
You know what would be smart? Engaging with Coalescence. You know who won? Dynasty.
The team who engaged with Coalescence.
The team that engaged with
There was
Coalescence.
a little flow
Instead
chart
of
out
using
there
it
that
on a
was like,
one fight.
There was like a little flow chart
Okay,
out there. That was
hold on a
like,
minute. Guess who's gonna win this fight, guys?
No clue.
Charge.
I mean, they're closer to Cole.
False.
There's the Flux.
Marvel. Nero. Folks.
They try to
They
Flux
should have won.
slam.
Nero through.
Now they have Cole, and Dynasty
No,
don't.
Now
So
they
just
just
win.
win.
Cole.
Cole.
Why don't they use Cole? Use Cole.
There it
There we go.
is.
And they win.
And they win because they have Cole.
Man, guys, I think we found a connection here.
Patterns.
Engage with. Wait, do they engage with beat
Engage with
as well?
the best ultimate in the game and win.
They engage
Smile.
with beat because they know they don't have flux.
And
And
Dynasty.
then they
kinda
engage with
Ooh.
Cole and the other team wins.
They get no bongo Cole. Bongo Cole. Big
Bongo
big.
Cole, very good.
It's actually very good.
Cole does so much damage when it
Just-
gets boosted.
I
It's
hope you're
actually
taking
nuts.
notes, folks.
I am.
The note I have it's a 4-word document. It says,
Sigma ult engagement.
just use Cole forehead.
Then they Sigma.
I'm making a flow chart that is, do we have Cole and they don't? Arrow, we win.
The better Cole wins.
Yes.
No, Cole
The
just
better timing. Using it on the right fight. Cole wins.
Okay. We're between a rock and a hard like like an unstoppable place and an immovable force, right? Like, yeah, whatever. This got a Cole versus a Cole.
A beat and a beat match.
A beat and a beat.
But the Sigma
Wait.
ult's gonna win it.
Guess
they
who's
have-
gonna win? Dynasty.
Dynasty. They
So-
have Flux, Strike, Reno.
Watch this. Meteor Strike.
And-
Nero fed.
Epic.
Oh
gamer
my god,
moment.
poor Nero. You know, I really like Nero as a player, but like, come on.
Wait, who uses beat first? Is it Chara? Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
The later, more impactful.
Marvel
beat.
forces.
So what happens? So what happens here? To be clear, okay, I'll back up to right around here. Is right. So Dynasty are engaging in. It's gonna be. Oh wait, I'm way too far back. The fuck.
Indeed.
True.
Okay, this is much better. So they charge win this by getting big value out of Death Blossom, right? So Nero's brain is okay. 1v6.
What do they use? Why does Eileen end up using Slam or Meteor Strike here? Like, he
Combos
just blows
of
the ult
fun.
before the fight even starts.
He got way out of position.
I mean, yeah, I guess that was reasonable to use it then, but like, just don't get out of position, then you don't have to use it.
Just
Forehead.
be in position. Forehead.
Just don't
Okay.
go on stupid flanks.
So watch Nero.
At AJ.
Yeah.
That's
Have you seen Fitz go on a flank? No.
Flank? Okay.
This is so good from Toby.
He's ready, bro.
It'd be pro.
Huh?
Nero had an epic gamer moment. Okay.
Imagine not waiting for a pull or seeing Lucio boop.
Watch it again. Just to be very clear. I watched this live, and I was very impressed with Toby. Because Toby tracked this and knew where Death Blossom was coming from immediately. He knew right here. and turned around.
You think
Well,
he
they
saw
heard
him
him.
right there on that
Uh-huh, he heard him.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Boop.
Later, nerd.
They tried to pull them. It was a combo.
The immediate turnaround.
And then
Coalescences.
wait,
Michelle and
wait,
Ryu
Shu,
did exactly
Shu.
They look so cool in slow mo.
They do.
Okay, hold on. What happened with Shu here?
She's like, you dead.
She was like, "Fuck, he's
Is
gonna
Nero
feed."
dead yet? No.
Nom clap.
Nero, Shu's not even pocketing Nero, my guy.
He's healing his team.
He's trying to, but he already knows Nero's
He's
too far gone.
he's
like,
pocketing Chara.
he's like,
Shu could have kept Nero up. Not gonna lie, man.
Well,
He
he
didn't
kept
have-
his
Wait,
other
wait,
people.
really? Okay, he almost walked into the fucking flux too.
he already knew Nero was too far gone, so he's just like,
They
I'm gonna
beat
pocket
the
him.
flux.
Okay,
And
but
then
like
Toby's
actually,
like-
Nero might have survived here if Shu kept himself on Nero.
True.
And just so a better option here,
But then someone else would die.
out of Shu was so right here he coalescences. He goes a little bit more forward because he's full health, right? So he goes a little bit more forward and he plays on the same LOS as Shu. And then he's tracking Shu in the range, and then he moves into the position to be healing everyone else the rest of the time, right? Because Nero's currently really in need of this, right? And he could be playing right here.
Like outside of the
Just
tunnel.
trying not to get stunned.
I don't think you can play out of the tunnel because Doom will just punch you.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and maybe rocked
Hot-
and
Hot
pulled
standing
and
right
Punch
there.
It's like there are a lot of reasons why.
It's really easy as Doom.
Okay, and so because of the fact Nero dies, Chara panic beats.
well, he beats the Sigma ult.
Where even is Marvel here? Oh. There he is.
There.
He did it early.
Yeah,
Two.
you can do it
I mean,
early
it's
if you want
better
to keep your
early.
team alive in the air.
Early.
Just
Yeah,
let it be in the air.
it's okay. Pretty sure Hoppa dies here. So Toby, not having to counter a Sigma ultimate yet, ends up being able to get a free beat off.
Nice fade.
He heard someone told him something. Somebody's
Yeah,
behind!
he had to have.
Sigma
Someone
behind
had to have
me.
communicated because he literally turned around.
And was looking for something.
That punch
Yeah.
gets so close.
The Sigma, but
Yeah, it's just unlucky.
If he hadn't faded there, maybe.
I bet somebody said like
Miscommunication.
Fleta is teleporting or something, and he assumed. It was
Yeah,
gonna be behind.
Reaper behind, which actually meant Reaper in your group. And everyone else except for Shu realized where Reaper was teleporting to. So, how do you think? Let's go back. I'm gonna go back 20 seconds, and I'm gonna let you guys brainstorm real quick. How do Charge win this fight?
Later coalescence. Dab.
They did.
or
I mean, they still have. Wait, hang on. Where are we?
In
Where
this
are we
exact
in-
moment-
Okay.
Where the fuck is Nero? Nero just finished
Oh, this is
teleporting.
when he goes to do the thing. Well, they win.
Different
by
target, maybe.
saving.
Different
oh,
positioning for Nero. If Nero had like Death Blossomed here, so he could get booped
Yeah, he
into
should
the
TP
enemy.
to the
if
middle-
you
the middle
communicated
high
to
ground.
Rio That
Got me
I
dope.
want to Death Blossom, and then he pulls. And
Well,
then
he
they
did-
Well, no, watch.
pull.
Yeah,
What
it
the
is.
fuck? What is this red line?
They pull it. It's
They
just
do?
that
Oh, he gets moved.
it gets
Does anyone
scouted
else
by
see this
Toby.
red line?
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What is that?
Just erase it.
Just erase it.
This is
oh,
Q, right?
It was bugged from when you were watching Shu and you took it was a damage indicator.
Oh, okay. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about this? Right? Because this was a good map. This was a very good map to
Okay,
watch
so, like,
related to Mirror.
Wait. Like, look where Nero just died. He just died, right?
Mhm.
At the end of that coalescence by that pillar. Look where Charge and look where the fight's happening. Like,
It's an entirely different fight. Nero's not in the same fight as them.
Yeah.
Nero's better shot positioning might have been right here.
That looks cool.
Toby would have to boop.
I think-
Toby's positioning was right here. Toby would have been able to boop him towards his team. So on. Nero could have been better positioned. Nero could have saved Death Blossom.
Yeah, I think
Rather
in my
than engaging
experience,
with it.
I agree. What works in my experience is like Death Blossom later in the fight. I think it's really
Yeah.
hard to start the fight with Death when they still have all their cooldown and stuff. It's like near impossible to get value.
If Nero was right here instead, he would be able to kill Fleta. Honestly.
Or it's like wait till like right there.
They
like,
beat
now
the
they're all
moment that it
together.
happens. Hoppa needs to get his ultimate here. Hoppa just used Rock. Was able to stun Fleta out. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He got body blocked. And then because of the fact they didn't have Reaper, Dynasty just walked all over it. So there's a lot of things at play here, right? Macro-wise, the team could have been able to support Nero better. Micro-wise, Nero could have been with the team better. Alrighty. Any questions? We're gonna watch one more map. Let's watch a different map other than Busan.
Hunters. I mean, yeah.
The fuck? Weird. Okay. Thank you. Okay. We're gonna back up 20 seconds. Let's talk about comps. Shield break. Attempts. Hunters don't really know what the meta is yet. Charge. Pharmacy Doom. Double shield. Right? Chara speeds out so that they get the extra speed boost still.
Can't believe it's crazy how they nerf Sim, even though Sim's not even meta. Very cool.
They don't want her to be meta.
But she wasn't even meta.
No, but like
She was for like a week.
when she had the slight hint of being meta, people were like, "Fuck, nerf it, quick."
Eileen got picked.
I'm just waiting for the fucking Doom nerf. I know it's coming. I have that
It
feeling.
is. I mean,
Action is coming.
Chipsa said Doom is overpowered, so I mean, you know it's pretty needy then.
Quack.
Can someone explain to me why Charge have advantage here?
Rocket punch.
They have
That's
rocket
fine.
punch. They have Mighty Boy.
Okay, first of all, their comp is a lot better. Their DPS are better, and their support lineup is better with the DPS they're running. Like, I don't know why they're on Moira Bap. Like, what even is that? Like, what Moira Bap? Like, are you kidding me? What the?
Their charge.
They're hunters.
Whoa.
They're hunters.
I
They're the
mean,
hunters.
yeah, same thing.
Okay.
They're charged.
So let's compare Junkrat and Pharah, okay? What can Junkrat do that Pharah can't?
More damage.
Really?
Yeah, hypothetically.
He can fly.
Hypothetically.
He can beat people.
Hypothetically.
You said
by
what can
pure,
Junkrat do that Pharah can't? He can do more
pure
damage.
DPS value, Junkrat has more damage. Who is more consistent with actually hitting their shots, though? Pharah or Junkrat?
That's what you're playing into.
Let's say
Para.
both of them are playing in this. Let's just compare the compositions. So, who would have more value against their comps?
Farah.
Pharah.
Para. Para.
Why?
You shoot over the shield.
You don't have to spam the shield, whereas
You
like
don't have to be in.
You're not gonna be pressured, so you can take a more aggressive positioning.
You can take
behind
from
their
the
shield.
back, aggressive positioning. You don't have to be in their face.
you have better mobility, so you can take better
Case
positions.
sticks.
So, why in the world would
Exquisite.
you fucking play Junkrat over Pharah on
Because
Lijiang Garden?
Because they think
Don't
shield break is
watch
good.
this.
Hunters lack the
Watch
critical
Hunter.
information Pepe laughs.
Don't watch Hunters.
They say we break the shield and we win.
Hunters.
I'm glad we were able to clear this up. Now let's watch as
Hunter's
Jinmu
nudes.
swaps over to Pharah. So
Ooh, big
That's
wall.
cool. Look
The
at
wall-
this
Wall's coming
wall
out.
is the worst wall ever.
It's a cool animation.
that was. It looked like a
It's actually
bombardment.
crazy how big it is. Like, wait, zoom out. Like, it goes so.
It goes the
big.
Zoom.
entire map.
Massive.
It's nuts.
It's a massive.
Wait, what do the edges of it look like? Does it
There
go
are no
to
edges.
the
It
sky?
goes on forever.
Really?
Yeah, it goes across the entire map. It means the entire space of the game. It's a straight line that goes
That's
on
not
forever.
forever. That's not forever.
Forever of the game's boundaries.
Look in the
Look,
infinities.
see?
Oh, it's a subtle fade effect.
Yeah. Oh no, it ends. It just ends.
See Skybox.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, it goes
yeah.
to the end of the skybox. But
Oh, there's a corner.
The core.
Oh wait, it doesn't end on like a. Oh, that's so unsatisfying. The hexagon like cut off. That's terrible. How
Yes,
could they
it-
do that? Blizzard, I'm disappointed.
what a
so big.
what a
Fine.
strange fucking ult, dude. Just a giant shield
Yeah,
wall.
it really
that
is
goes
Just
across
go
the entire
over it.
map, and it's
Just
15,000
go over
health.
it. Nero's close. Nero's close to getting over.
He is actually.
go-
Of course they are.
Just go
They're
over
really
it, forehead.
You
Alrighty.
dropped your gun.
Now that we get to watch this terrible Pharah.
Wait, why
Oops.
is the gun just suspended in midair?
Gotcha.
It's like it's just like on a table.
Because it's paused.
Just the angle is funny. Does she hit? Does she go on the edge or she go to the pit?
She goes in.
Slam them.
She doesn't even
Alright,
hit a lily
guys.
pad.
I'm getting distracted. But, Yeah, we're a little bit off topic. But generally, I think we've addressed a fair amount. I just wanted to ask you guys why you would ever play Junkrat over Pharah. I think I've asked enough questions today.
God, could you imagine a Junkrat meta?
Does anyone have any questions while you have me related to comp?
Yeah, go back and watch Eileen's POV in the first fight.
Okay.
Are we seeing an example of what AJ should do or not?
Come
do?
on, Eileen.
Probably should, but I don't remember what he
A
did.
little bit of both, to be
What the
honest.
T-pose?
Or me.
Probably punches Orisa or something, right?
Dodges the pole.
Good one.
No, what he does is he engages in.
Okay, and then he
Gets
gets that.
fortify out. Dies to spam. Gets rezzed. T-pose.
And then they
Goes in on the
Oof.
next pole, and then that's a
they
stump.
punch. See that, AJ? Play shield, pull punch.
Pull punch wins matches.
It's like halt hook, but
Okay.
better.
But it goes through the shield.
Yeah.
Okay. You just
So-
want pull punch more instead of
You don't,
slam?
you don't have to, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
slam in them.
100%.
Slam out, please.
Because the slam is blocked by the shield, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's why
And
would I
it does
bother?
less damage.
And it does less damage.
You guys ready to watch Jinmu
Uppercut,
die again?
Slam out.
We zoom.
Oh, he's going in.
Oh,
Oh,
that
no,
was an
no, no.
interesting one. I don't know about that one, Eileen.
Eileen, you
Come
need
on.
healing every
Eileen.
fucking second of every day.
Come on, Eileen.
Come on.
Man, this guy's poor accuracy must be terrible. He doesn't give one damn shit about his statistics.
The only stats he cares about is how fast he can build Meteor Strike in a game.
Wait, why do hunters go Sombra? Someone explain.
Doomfist.
Because they have a Doomfist, and if you
They
have a
are-
Doomfist,
bad.
you can die.
Here, why don't we ask you guys the same question? Why do you keep telling Guilty to swap onto Sombra?
We don't anymore.
I'm glad we made that clear. I was talking to Guilty about this, and it happened in a VOD review that we did together. And to be completely blunt with you guys, it's the same reason of why you don't want. You guys are asking hunters this. It's why I'm asking you guys this.
Well, but they did it later. than
Sombra.
this.
Okay, let's put it this way. Sombra has
We
EMP,
figured it out
right?
earlier.
Sombra kind of sucks.
Sucks.
No,
Any
we can
question?
Let that one die. Can I stop recording?
Yes, we're done.
Coolio.